What's all this? Drinking cheap pink fizz out in the garden? Has he gone soft in his old age? I can hear you saying. Not a bit of it. Today we're off to northern Portugal to discover the real Vinho Verde. Coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the show that brings you news, clues and reviews about, yes, everything in the world of wine. And as you should know by now, all the wines I review on this channel are my own picks. I pay for them with my own money. I'm not on anybody's payroll, I assure you. Okay, my wine of the week for this week is none other than this one here. And it's called Escapada Vinho Verde Rosé, and the vintage is 2017. And where I am, I like good measures, where I am the price is around €9 a bottle, so that makes it a really good budget option. Now this is DOC Vinho Verde, and of course Vinho Verde comes from Portugal, in fact northern Portugal, and from the area between the River Douro and the Spanish border, so mostly in the province of Minho. And traditionally Vinho Verde is looked upon as a kind of cheap and cheerful wine, young wine, green wine, with high acidity and fairly low alcohol. Spritzy but not sparkling. All right, some of that is accurate and some of that is inaccurate. So let's tell you a little bit more about Vinho Verde, and let's first of all talk about colour. Now, until the early 90s, in fact, red wine was the staple for Vinho Verde, not white wine, but red wine. Now, this one here, of course, is a Rosé wine, and it comes from Casa de Vila Verde. Casa de Vila Verde is located in the Susa Valley, in a spot called Lusada, and we're talking about a place which is roughly 30 kilometers or so south of Guimarães and about 45 kilometers northeast of Porto, so we're securely north of the River Douro here. Now this wine is made from a combination of 3 different grape varieties, and in fact they are all red varieties. Now of course the grapes are pressed, and if the grapes are pressed too hard or left too long in contact with the skins, you get a heavy red pigment coming through. This one is obviously lightly pressed. The grapes in question are the Vinhão, the Espadero and the Touriga Nacional. Now Vinhão is an indigenous red grape of Portugal with high acidity, and it has a deep ruby red colour generally in red wines. The Espadero grape is also very, very common in northern Portugal and also across the border in Spain's Galicia. And of course the Touriga Nacional, the third grape variety in this, is a classic red variety of the Douro Valley that normally contributes massively to port wine. Okay, let's have a look at the colour of this, and it's a wonderfully enchanting pinkish reddish colour. Looks really good in the glass. This is a cheap wine, remember, but that doesn't make it a bad one at all. Let's have a see what the nose is all about here. And the nose is relatively fine. There's an element of citrus there, but also an element of sweetness coming through. Berries, red berries. It smells fresh, it smells fruity. It has a lively, attractive nose to it, I would say. Of the aromas, perhaps cherry with a touch of raspberry are the aromas that I would distinguish immediately here. Cherry, maybe a touch of red currant as well. So a nice palette of aromas there in the nostrils. Okay, let's try it in the mouth. Now that is absolutely gorgeous. Now for a budget wine, that is about as good as it gets. The taste mirrors those aromas, especially, wow, especially that cherry flavour comes through. but also it's not oversweet at all. Remember, this is a dry wine. We've got 10 grams per litre of sugar in there, so this has a nice bite to it. It's by no means flabby and sweet whatsoever. The cherry flavours come through, the raspberry is also there, and of course it does have that citrus acidity, which makes it a wonderfully fresh, lively, refreshing wine. Touch of carbon dioxide in the mix, but not overly so, just a few bubbles in there, just to kind of brighten things up a bit. Could even be, in the finish, a touch of apple, yellow apple, red apple, I don't know, mature apple flavours in the finish, and that wonderful cherry flavour to the fore there. Absolutely first class. Now, what are we going to be eating with this kind of a wine? Well, let's have a think. I think out in the garden, well, here we are, out in the garden. There's the barbecue over there. Throw a slab of salmon or trout on your barbecue, grill it gently. Chicken or turkey escalope would work equally well. First class choice, budget choice for summer here. Serve it well chilled, that's the key. So 5 to 6 degrees, so pretty cold. This is an excellent option for your summer enjoyment here. Let's bring you the heads up. Escapada, Vinho Verde Rosé. The vintage is 2017. The price where I am, under €9 a bottle. I'm going to give this wine 4 stars out of 5. Okay guys, many thanks for taking the time to watch this week's video and the little intro to the Escapada. A different kind of Vinho Verde, but a very good one indeed. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us a like. Follow me on my other social media platforms, drop a comment down below if you feel like it, and of course you can always subscribe by hitting that big red button behind me somewhere there. I'll be back again with another great wine of the week, but until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, be good to each other, take care out there, enjoy your wines, and cheers.